Alright, what it is, people, it's your boy Yu-Gi-Oh! We are back with another deck profile. This time we have a runner-up, second place, Dogmatika Voiceless deck profile. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share the videos. It's your boy Yu-Gi-Oh! We are past 1,000 subscribers. Let's get to 5,000, 10,000, 100,000. We are on the way, and I appreciate y'all for checking out the videos. But let's get into the deck profile. Deck profile, we have a main deck count of 41, so let's get into it. We play one low prayers of the Voiceless Voice. If you control a ritual, if you ritual summon exactly one ritual monster, warrior dragon with the card effect that requires use of monsters, this card can be used as the entire tribute. You can only use each of the following effects to lower the prayers of the Voiceless Voice once per turn. If this card is no more special summon, you can place one Voiceless Voice continuous spell / trap from your deck in your spell and trap zone. If a light ritual monster, warrior dragon special summon to your field while this card is in your graveyard, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card. So we play 3 of these. Then we play 2 Saphira, Dragon Queen of the Voiceless Voice. You can discard this card, send one ritual spell from your deck to the graveyard. Then you can add one light ritual monster, warrior or dragon from your deck or graveyard to your hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard, ritual summon one light ritual monster, warrior or dragon from your hand by tributing monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal or exceed the level of the ritual monster. You can only use each effect of Saphira, Dragon Queen of the Voiceless Voice once per turn. Then we play 2 Skull Guardian Protector of the Voiceless Voice. You can ritual summon this card with Prayer of the Voiceless Voice. Gains 2050 attack while you have low Prayers of the Voiceless Voice on your field or in your graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects of Skull Guardian Protector of the Voiceless Voice once per turn. If this card is ritual summon, you can add one Voiceless Voice monster or one ritual monster, warrior or dragon from your deck to your hand. When your opponent activates a card or effect while you control low Prayers of the Voiceless Voice quick effect, you can negate activation. If you do, destroy that card. So play 2 of those. 2 Saravis, the Ancient and Ascendant. You can ritual summon this card with Sprite's Blessing. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a monster you control, quick effect, you could discard this card, negate the activation. When your opponents will special summon a monster, quick effect, you can return this card to the hand, negate the special summon, and if you do, banish that monster. Crazy effects. 1 Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. The effect, you can ritual summon this card with Odd Eyes Advent. Must be either ritual summon or pendulum summon from your hand. Each time your opponent special summons a monster from the extra deck, inflict 300 damage to them. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a spell card or effect, you can place this card in the pendulum zone. If you do, negate that effect. Then if you place the ritual monster card in the pendulum zone, you can special summon one Odd Eyes monster from your extra deck. Crazy effect. Then play 1 Trey's Hierarchia. During the main phase of this card is in your hand or graveyard, quick effect, you can tribute up to 3 fairies, special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. Then you can apply the following effects in sequence depending on the number of tributed monsters. +2, destroy 1 card your opponent controls. 3, draw 2 cards. You can only use this effect of Triad's Hierarchia once per turn. Then we play 3 Diviner of the Herald. If this card is no one special summon, you can send one fairy monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard, and if you do, increase this card's level by that monster's level until the end of the turn. If this card is tributed, you can special summon 1 level 2 or lower fairy monster from your hand or deck except Diviner of the Herald. You can only use each effect of Diviner of the Herald once per turn. Then we play 3 Cashier Fenrir. Like I've been saying for a while, Fenrir was like not too long ago one of the best cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! That was just so generic that you just put in any deck, and it was just like a free special summon and just a free interaction, and you could just search another one for a free discard, which is very good. So 3 of these in the main deck is really good to see. 3 Ash Blossom Joyous Spring, Ash Blossom, Dogmatika Maximus. So we play Dogmatika package in this deck. You can banish 1 Fusion XE, 1 Fusion Synchro XE or Link monster from your graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. During your main phase, you can activate this effect, send 2 monsters with different names from the extra deck to the graveyard. Also, your opponent send 2 monsters from the extra deck to the graveyard. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn. You can only use this effect of Dogmatika Maximus once per turn. 1 Pot of Prosperity. Play 2 pre-preparation of rights. Add 1 ritual spell from your deck to your hand. Then add 1 ritual monster from your deck to your graveyard to your hand, whose name is listed on that ritual spell. You can only activate 1 pre-preparation of rights per turn. 2 Prayers of the Voiceless Voice. This card can be used to ritual summon any light ritual monster. You must also tribute light monsters from your hand or field whose level equal to or exceed the level of the ritual monster. If a face-up light ritual monster you control leaves field by opponent card effect, except during damage step, you can banish this card from the graveyard. Special summon once Aravis, the Ancient and the Sin, Saphira, Queen of the Dragons, or Skull Guardian, Protector, the Voiceless Voice from your hand or deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. You can only use this effect of Prayers of the Voiceless Voice once per turn. Then we play 3 Barrier of the Voiceless Voice. While you control low, the Prayers of the Voiceless Voice, and a light ritual monster, your opponent monsters can only target ritual monsters for attack. Also, your opponent cannot target light monsters you control with card effects. During your main phase, you can add 1 Voiceless Voice card or 1 Skull Guardian ritual monster from your deck to your hand. Except Barrier of the Voiceless Voice, you can only use this effect of Barrier of the Voiceless Voice once per turn. So play 3 of these. 1 Blessing of the Voiceless Voice. You can target 1 of your Voiceless Voice cards that is banished or in the graveyard, except Blessing of the Voiceless Voice added to your hand. If a non-ritual monster is normal or special summon face up, you can ritual summon 1 light ritual monster from your hand by attributing monsters from your hand or field whose levels equal or exceed the level of that ritual monster. And if you do, cannot be destroyed by battle. You can only use each effect of Blessing of the Voiceless Voice once per turn. Then we play 3 Nadir Servants. Send 1 monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, then add 1 Dogmatika monster or Fallen Albaz from your deck or graveyard to your hand that has attack less than or equal to that monster in the graveyard. Also, for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon a monster from an extra deck. You can only activate 1 Nadir Servant per turn. So 3 of these. 1 Call by the Grave, 3 Infinite Permanents, 3 Dominus Purge. If your opponent controls the card, you can activate this card from your hand. While the card or effect is activated, that includes the effect that adds a card from deck to hand, negate that effect. Then if you have a trap in your graveyard, destroy that card. If you activated this card from your hand, you cannot activate the effects of Dark, Water, Fire, or Monster for the rest of this duel. You can only activate 1 Dominus Purge per turn. Then we play 1 Radiance of the Voiceless Voice. During the main phase, you activate 1 of these effects. Shuffle 1 light ritual warrior or dragon or ritual spell from your hand or graveyard into the deck. And if you do, add to your hand or special summon 1 Voiceless Voice monster from your deck. Target cards your opponent controls to the number of light or ritual monsters, warrior or dragon you control. Destroy both this card and as many of the targeted cards as possible. You're going to use each effect of Radiance of the Voiceless Voice once per turn. So the extra deck, we play 1 Herald of Arclight, 1 Chaos Angel, 1 Psyframe Lord Omega, 1 Odd-Eyes Meteor Burst, 1 Garura Wings of Resonant Life, 2 Elder Entity Entis, 1 Relinquished Animal, 1 Dynamondo, 1 Secure Gardener, 1 Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos, 1 Salamangreat Almirage, 1 SP Little Knight, 1 Trial Brigade Ferret, the Baron Blossom, and 1 Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. Let's get into the side deck. Side deck, we play 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 2 Triple Tactics Thrust, 1 Triple Tactics Talents, 1 Anti-Spell Fragrance, 1 that can only be 1, 1 Dimensional Barrier, 1 Magic Deflector, 1 Different Dimension Ground, 3 Evenly Matched, and 3 Solemn Judgment to end the deck profile. So this is the second place Dogmatika Voiceless deck profile from the Houston Regional. Like, comment, subscribe. This is your boy YUGIOH. Shout out to Blake Taylor for piloting their deck. But that is it for the deck profile. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share the videos. We out.